Welcome to yet another edition of the Phil Taylor Jones Show. We're happy to have you with us and invite you to come along on this journey. Today's focus is going to be on something that took wing about a week or so ago, and that's the pardon for Edward Snowden, the whistleblower of the NSA. They're trying to get O'Bastard to pardon the man because we know that either the blonde-haired crook or the orange-haired chook is going to take office at the beginning of the year. And they both have such an abhorrence, if you will, for Edward Snowden. They feel he's a traitor and should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. A lot of people in our country feel that way, and we're going to pick this thing apart right now. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host, and once again, we thank you for joining us. Edward Snowden, 33-year-old, tech-savvy employee of the NSA, governmental agency, national security agency, supposed to weed out bad things in cyberspace and what have you, electronics world, terrorist plots or terrorist messages and all that sort of thing. That was its intent. Edward thought that that was a great idea to become a part of it, so he, signed on to work there. Upon doing so, he found that with the government, things aren't as they seem to be, that there is a lot of nasty going on in there. So he kept working, but he kept eating away at him because what he saw, he knew was not right. It was an infringement upon the American people's privacy. Their legal privacy was an infringement upon it. Not only our privacy, but around the globe, the NSA was doing nasty things. So he decided that he couldn't take it anymore and something had to be done. Now, he had two ways to go. He could have gone the traitorous way and sold the information to the highest bidder, or he could have gone the good way and make sure that the public was informed in the most honest way, the most unobtrusive way as to hurt the country, but it had to get out to the people. Now, many people around the country look upon him as a traitor. Oh, he messed up our government. He made our government insecure. Bull crap. I don't know where people's minds are, where their heads are. Well, yeah, I kind of do know where their heads are. They're up their butts. You think of the federal government, you think of politicians. What the hell have they ever done for us that was of any great benefit? They're off making treaties with people that harbor terrorists. They're giving weaponry and other ammunition to people that are willing to blow us away. They're inviting known murderers and terrorists into our country, pre and post 9/11. On every turn, they're doing something idiotic, stupid, and destructive to this country. Just look at the whirlwind tour that O'Bastard just made in the Asian countries, licking them up the butt, trying to get his TPP crap across that has no good purpose for American citizens. Government. In your local, state, and city government, how many laws have been passed that are obtrusive upon your life? How many stupid laws do you have to contend with because somebody wants to grease somebody else's pocket? Case in point, the insurance law that's probably going on all over the country, but especially here in California. If you don't have car insurance, they come after you. If you don't have proof of registration, all that. They don't care about your car. They don't care about your life. They care about making money. That's what the government does best. And they'll create anything, any law, any entity to do just that. The insurance industry got in bed with the legal industry or the law industry or the political industry, and all of the palm greasing started. The smoky back rooms, the behind the closed doors sessions, and they put it into law. Now you have to have insurance. Does it always work? No, because there's millions of motorists going around hitting and running and doing everything that they can, running into people's cars and messing them up, and the injury has to pay for it. So it doesn't always work, but it's a law on the books, and it generates billions of dollars. Okay, well, they came up with this NSA, National Security Agency. And it's a big entity that generates money. Money, money, money. They spy on American citizens using their cell phones, using their computers, using their laptops, using their tablets. And they spy on regular Joe Blow American citizen. Wave the flag, eat the hot dog, sing the song, American people. We're not terrorists. But they spy on us. They can have a way to make your computer turn on and activate the camera so that they can see what you're doing in your house. Your cell phone, this little thing right here, is a weapon against you, because they can activate it and spy on you through your cell phone. They can track your calls, track your emails, track your text messages, see what sites that you are visiting or frequenting online. They can do everything, and you don't even know about it. They're watching you like hawks, looking at you hawkishly, and you don't even know it. Edward Snowden went in there and he found all that out, and he decided he was going to inform the public that their right of privacy was being infringed upon. So in my humble opinion, the guy is a hero. Because we would have stumbled along all this time and not known a damn thing about it. Look at what's going on with government now. There's a lot of bull crap going on out there right this very second that we don't know about, that is very injurious to us. We don't know what's going on. These are very sneaky, covert, creepy, disgusting, defiled people that we're dealing with. They have no heart. They have no soul. They're just there for the money and for the game of playing the American people as fools. That's their profession. That's their life's blood. And you're willing to throw Edward Snowden under the bus because he was there to inform us that some of this stuff is going on, because that's the branch that he worked at. What's going on in the FBI? We don't know. What's going on with Homeland Security? We don't know. What's going on in the White House that's crooked and nasty and defiled? We don't know. We need an Edward Snowden in each branch of the government so that we can be totally informed, because there's some bad, nasty stuff going on out there. 570 so people in Washington with the name or title politician, and most all of them are rotten as dirt. But yet, you want to sit up and complain about somebody who was looking out for your interests. That's how far our mentality has gone. I don't even know where the American people are, where the patriots are in this country. This man should be given an honor, a medal, because he let us know that our supposed wonderful government is screwing us every day. And it's true. This is what one newspaper had to say of Snowden. Said that Snowden did an important and brave service for the American public, and in fact the world, when he made it possible for news organizations to reveal widespread government surveillance of citizens. Some of that surveillance broke the law. Some, although within the law, was nevertheless outrageous and unacceptable. And afterward, some of the wrongs were righted through legislative reform. If they were so right in what they were doing, why did they have to right their wrongs? That's your key right there. They had to right wrongs against American citizens that they had been doing for a long time before Snowden came through. We would have never known that unless this man had taken it upon himself to inform us. Snowden brought those revelations to those he trusted. At first, to Laura Poitras, a filmmaker who later became one of the founders of The Intercept along with Glenn Greenwald, who was then at The Guardian. Poitras worked with several news organizations, including with The Post, where Barton Gellman led the reporting. Snowden did it that way rather than publish them in mass himself, because he wanted the documents to be carefully handled and responsibly investigated. He has been critical in recent weeks of WikiLeaks because of that organization's reckless just to publish everything mentality. In other words, Snowden acted carefully, responsibly, and courageously and squarely in the public interest. Should he be pardoned? An emphatic yes, because he did nothing wrong. He saw something wrong and he informed the public, just as any of us would want somebody to do or do ourselves, because we know that if we do nothing about it, then we're going to go on hurting. What if you should get a pain in your right lower quadrant of your abdomen? What if you do nothing about it? Possibly it's going to be appendicitis, and if that appendix bursts, you could end up dead. But if you go and do something about it, go to a medical professional, have it taken care of, or have it surgically removed, which is most the optimal outcome, then you're going to go on and hopefully live a long, healthy life. But you have to do something. If there is a leaky faucet in your kitchen and it keeps drip, 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 well, pretty soon that drip is going to become steady, and it's going to cost you, when it could have cost you maybe 85 cents or so for a little rubber washer, may end up costing you like $140, $150, $200 to replace the whole damn thing. To do something about it is crucial. It's paramount. And that's what Snowden did. So now, the ACLU, Amnesty International, and one or two other organizations are now on a mad dash to get old bastard to pardon the man. He's over in exile in Russia. Nice thing for these agencies to do, but I think it's falling on deaf ears because old bastard doesn't like what Snowden did any more than this stupid bitchery Clinton or that Donald jackass Trump. So it's an attempt in futility. And even if old bastard were to have some kind of change of heart and grant the guy clemency, I think it would be very detrimental for Mr. Snowden to come back to this country. Because even though he's got his presidential pardon, there are still so many idiots and creeps in this country who believe the man is a wrongdoer, a traitor, they kill him. So my suggestion to you, Mr. Edward Snowden, who I have the greatest admiration for, is to stay over there in Russia and live. I know your family is here, and I know you miss and love them. But when you took this upon yourself to do, it was kind of like burning that bridge behind you, because you know how these people are. You're 33 years old, you're a very young person, but you're still old enough to know that there's some real kooks in this country who would just soon end your life as to say good morning to you. So, I mean, if this guy were to give you a pardon, this old bastard, this president, that would be good, because then you could live your life wherever you chose to live it, without having, say, a sword of Damocles is hanging over your head. But my advice to you would be to stay as far away from the United States as you can get, because I honestly feel you wouldn't last a New York minute in this place, because there are too many crazy people here. There are too many nuts who would rather complain about the government on one hand, but then when somebody is courageous enough to do something about it, then they complain about him or her too. Stupidity, just total stupidity is rampant in this country. So to the ACLU and to the Amnesty International and to the other folks that are trying to help you out, good on you, mates. But if you should get the pardon, which I don't believe this jackass is going to do, but if you should get your pardon, stay in Russia or stay away from this place, because you want to remain living. I'm sure your parents want to continue to know that their son is out there somewhere alive than to come back here and end up dead. And that's my spin on it. I'm sure the exec has been looking up some things as well. So take it away, exec.
Yeah, well, White House and government usually doing dumb things like they always do. They denied him.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to hear after 2 years, the White House finally responds to Snowden pardon with a no. They had a petition in there that got 67,000 more than the required 100,000 to get an official response from the White House. They've been ignoring it all this time. And they finally respond saying that this is an issue many Americans feel strongly about. Monica, who's this Monaco person? Let me see if I can get the actual answer here. Well, they basically, here it is. I think they basically just said no to him. I was trying to find the exact section. And let's see. It's kind of hard to locate. Okay, here it is right at the beginning. White House on Tuesday ended 2 years of ignoring a hugely popular whitehouse.gov petition calling for NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden to be immediately issued a free and absolute pardon, unquote, saying thanks for signing, but no. Again, they said the statement with the dangerous world. Lisa Monaco, the president of Bastard's advisor in Homeland Security and Terrorism, said in a statement. She explained her position here. Instead of constructively addressing these issues, Mr. Snowden's dangerous decision to steal and disclose classified information had severe consequences for the security of our country and the people who work day in and day out to protect it. Now, since he got denied, his website has been taken down. However, I was able to find a cached or screenshotted copy of it on this website called wayback.org or webarchive.org, where they copy past versions of the website. So to, as I said, to say the exact opposite of supposedly having severe consequences for the security of our country, here's what his actual letter to a bastard stated, and it's very eye-opening and, like I said, quite the opposite of what this person had to say to his advisor. Dear President Obama, I am writing to ask you to use your presidential authority to pardon Edward Snowden, an American whistleblower who acted on the conviction that the public had a right and a need to know about a global mass surveillance system that exceeded the limits of the Constitution. Here's the meat potatoes. Snowden's actions and the Pulitzer Prize-winning reporting that followed set in motion the most important debate about government surveillance in decades and brought about reforms that continue to benefit our security and democracy. Last year, Congress reined in the government surveillance authority for the first time in nearly 4 decades, after a federal appeals court struck down as illegal the NSA's mass call tracking program. A Blue Ribbon Commission you convened recommended 46 sweeping changes to our surveillance and security practices, and technology companies around the world have been newly invigorated to protect their customers and strengthen our communications infrastructure. None of these reforms would have had occurred without Snowden's actions. Former Attorney General Eric Holder believes that Snowden performed a public service by raising the debate that we engaged in and by the changes that we have made. You have also expressed confidence that the debate about surveillance and democracy he helped launch will make us stronger, to quote O'Bastard himself. Snowden should not be threatened with serious felony convictions and prolonged confinement under World War I era laws that treat him like a spy who sold secrets for profit, which he didn't do, as you alluded to earlier. He did not be traitorous in any kind of way. Winston Churchill once wrote, "Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing ever happened. Not so with Edward Snowden." It is clear that America's democracy has benefited from Snowden's actions, and I am confident that he will be remembered as a whistleblower and patriot, which we here at the show look at him as a hero. I urge you to use the powers granted you under Article 2, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution to pardon Edward Snowden. Sincerely, a concerned citizen. Well, he used to be a citizen, I guess. I think that came directly from him. But, talk about being a hypocrite. He says that his actions will help make us stronger, yet he denies them. This old bastard is exactly what we say he is. He's an old bastard. And I don't know how accurate this is, because as I said, this is a screenshot of the website about 3 days ago or something like that. But it still has it animated how many days out of office he's in there, and it says 122 days, 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 52 seconds. And he needs to get out of there right now, and it's not fair for someone like that actually fought for the American people for once to get denied his own homeland, And like you said, if he ever was to come back, some kind of crazy idiot's just going to get rid of him because he think he, was a traitor to the American people, as if to say that the government doing all this spying was a hero, the opposite. So if Snowden's supposed to be the villain and he was traitorous to the nation, then what does that make the government the hero, the people that did the right thing? I don't think so. They were the ones spying on us illegally to a magnitude so great that they had to make new laws after 40 years. I say that the government is the one that did wrong. They're the ones that were traitorous towards us by encroaching upon our privacy rights as a nation. So if anything, he's the hero and they're the villains in this scenario here. But it's just ridiculous how backwards everything is. Right is the new wrong, as you say. There's no way in the name of anything, especially since he praised what he said, and he said it changed good for our nation in the quote that I mentioned twice already when I said he was a hypocrite, that he denied him this. They just didn't want to do the right thing at all. And now, where is he at? He's just stuck in Russia and can't do anything about it, I guess. It's crazy.
Well, these governmental idiots can, try to impugn what he did all they want. But as I said in the opening of the show, when has the federal government ever gave an inkling, especially here of late, that they cared about us as American people? They don't give a damn about us. It's a grabbing money thing. It's a prestige thing. It's a going to Washington to play the game thing. They don't care about how we live, how we die, how we exist, our health care. They don't care about anything that benefits American people and make us live the American dream, have us live an adequate American life. They rather go over and find some Syrian refugees or talk about in the United Nations, which is one of the most worthless organizations I have ever seen. It never was worth a damn, but ever since they got this mush-mouth, no-talking, wrinkle-faced Mung Sung Hoon, whatever, what is it bastard's name? Ban Ki-moon.
Yeah.
Ever since they got that bastard in there, it's been the worst of the lot. But they go there and they have all these big bombastic meetings about the Syrian or the refugee problem. That is not our problem. If they're having problems in their own country, and look at that stupid Assad guy, they wanted to have a little truce where they could get some food and medical supplies and things that are needed into the people. They couldn't even keep that going. They're saying that the American people jumped the gun and started shooting up somebody, and then his people start shooting, and then Russia, they act like they don't want to care. It's just crazy. These Middle Eastern countries and all of this crap, they're crazy is as they say, batshit crazy. And why we're even dealing with them, I don't know. We've got myriads of problems in our own country. So having said that, you're bringing them over here. They're setting off pipe bombs. And there were like 4 or 5 other bombs found in New York that hadn't gone off yet. We got that problem. Oh, and they're talking about this guy. He's a naturalized citizen. Don't tell me about naturalized citizenship when the bastard was born in Afghanistan. And he obviously harbored those thoughts. Oh, he was a friendly guy. He joked all the time until he lit a bomb off on you. How stupid can you be as American citizens, as American government? And then you want to demonize somebody like Edward Snowden because he did the right thing. So you can't do that adequately, correctly, when you're letting people in the country to kill us. You've been doing it before Snowden became on the radar. And you're doing it well after, but yet he's in exile in another country while you're still letting these bastards in this country to kill us. And then you sit there and talk about national security. You're a dumbass. You know nothing of national security as long as you have these open borders and as long as you are accepting of these crazy ass people that are here to kill us. As I said in so many shows, you politicians that run this stupid government, you are the degradation of this nation. And now you've got two blithering idiots in Hillary Rodham Clinton and Donald John Trump, two of the most idiotic jackasses, up for the top seat in this country. And from the way it's looking, one of the two of them are going to get it, because you've thrown out Gary Johnson, basically, who was a crackpot. You've thrown out Jill Stein, and now we're stuck with these two idiots. If you think the country is on its knees now, just wait till you put one of these two jackasses in the seat. Hillary Rodham Clinton is nothing but the scum of the earth. A blonde-haired crook that will steal, do, kill, whatever, anything to further her purpose. And this orange-haired chook, Donald John Trump, he is a user. He has been using the middle class. He has been using the upper class. He has been using and using and using to get where he is. Don't you understand that? He used the people of Donald Trump University and gave them nothing. He used workers. He used vendors. He used manufacturers. And what did he do? He went bankrupt in order to not pay them. He took the cream off the crop, feathered his bank accounts, and then went bankrupt and shafted everybody else. 6 times. 6 bloody times he did this. Some of those people are still out there with litigations against this bastard for shafting them. He's thrown people out of their homes and out of their farms and stuff all around the world to get what he wants. And you expect somebody like him and Hillary Clinton to go in there and set things right? Good God, we need, I don't know how many Snowdens to keep an eye on these bastards. But speaking of Snowden, the man is a hero. Because if he didn't make your antennas go up with this NSA, then you don't have any antennae. Not only am I looking at the NSA with jaded eyes, I'm looking at everything that has to do with government with jaded eyes and taking nothing for granted, because I know how nasty and deceitful and horrible these people are. Every one of them. Maybe there's 1 or 2 out there that mean something, but they're so overshadowed by all the other ones that they're almost non-existent. We as patriots, we as American people need to stand up and not be buffoons. These asshats need to be put in their place. They need to be shown that we're watching. We need not to elect them over and over and over and over again to screw us over and over and over again. Give someone new a chance. And if they screw up, out they go. These two idiots that we have trying to make their way into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, we don't need either one of them. We need someone new. Donald Trump is not new. He's been out there screwing people over for as long as Hillary Clinton has. Both of them are bastards. And both of them have no business trying to run this country that has already been run in the ground by old bastard and George W. Bush before him. 16 years of garbage. When will we wake up? We know somebody's got to be put in there. But I'm saying we really need to do some homework here. We really need to think very carefully as to what we want. Slick rhetoric, slick speeches, worshiping some non-existent creep, trying to put a feeble woman in there that doesn't give a damn about anything. Think about what we are doing. God! We're doing horribly. We've got perhaps 2, 3, 4 million of these potential murderers in our country, ready to cut loose with a pipe bomb, ready to stab you to death, ready to blow your brains out. A 15-year-old kid walked into a mall with a suicide vest and cut loose. We've got that to concern ourselves with. We got people crawling over the border trying to get jobs and bring, a better life for themselves by encroaching upon our lives. We've got stupid politicians making stupid deals, going apologizing and giving our money away when we can't take care of our own veterans. We've got army personnel over there fighting with somewhat antiquated tools and then a handcuffed fist because of this stupid idiot bastard telling, well, don't do that because we have to respect Islam. Don't do that because of the Islamic. Why doesn't he go be a president over there where they have Islam and let an American person take care of this country? Be very careful who you cast that vote for, because you're going to be stuck with the bastard once he gets in. We thank you for joining us. And I hope that something that we've said today will hit a note to let you know that this is a serious thing. And it really is. As I said before, a lot of times you hear people say, this is one of the most profound and prolific elections of our lifetime. Well, this time it really is. Because we can't afford another nut. We can't afford another bastard who is in there with his own agenda. Making America great again. For who? Himself? Stronger together for who? Herself and her family? Think about that thing very seriously. As we always say, try to keep a smile on your face, because that is a direct contradiction to all the bullshit in the world, and we know there's a lot of that. In this crazy ass world we live in, it gets crazier by the second. Try to maintain an air of sanity. Keep your joy. Dump the hate and increase the peace. We'll see you next time right here on the show.